the R&D Tax Incentive Program has a new application portal. This video is designed to provide businesses with a quick introduction to how the new portal works. After you set up your MyGov ID and linked it to your company's ABN, you can log into the portal with your MyGov ID email address. After you click Login, you'll need to authenticate your login via your phone. You're then taken to the portal Manage Your Applications page. And on this page, you will see 3 financial years with details of the status of any applications that you have already started or submitted. The 1920 financial year has a draft application that's already been started, and I can access or resume that application by clicking on the 3 dots under the Actions column. I am going to begin a new application for the 2021 financial year by clicking on the 3 dots and Begin Application. The first thing you're asked is to confirm the financial year that your business operates under. If it's a non-standard financial year, then you'll need to click No and indicate whether it's an ATO approved, substituted accounting period, or a transitional accounting period. In this case, let's just use a really simple application example. Clicking on Begin Application, then that takes me into the portal with all of the sections of the application form listed on the left-hand side. When you first begin drafting an application, you'll need to complete the first 4 sections: registration type, company details, contact details, and application inclusions before you can access the remaining 5 sections of the form. In this example, I'll indicate that my company is registered with ASIC under Australian law. Clicking Save and Continue progresses to the second page on the portal, Company Details. You'll note when I've successfully completed one section, it will have a green tick on the left-hand side navigation. The Company Details section requires a series of questions to be answered. And once those questions have been answered, you can then click Save and Continue to progress to the next section of the form, which is the Company Contact Details. The user needs to enter the primary company contact details in the fields provided. Once you've entered the primary company contact details, scrolling down below, you have the option to include an alternate company contact. And if you relied on the advice of the tax agent, you will need to enter the primary tax agent contact details, including the tax agent registration number and the ABN for the tax agency. In this example, I'll say no to relying on the advice of the tax agent and progress to the next stage by clicking Save and Continue. The 4th section on the form is the application's inclusions. I'm going to indicate that my application didn't include activities with an advance or overseas finding, and I didn't rely on the services of a research service provider or cooperative research centre. So clicking on none of the above, if you need further information or clarity on what some of these questions are asking, there's drop-down help text below many of the questions in the portal. The second question on the application inclusion section is whether or not the activities that are included in this application include any that are excluded from being core activities. I'll say no and then move to Save and Continue to get to the 5th section of the form. You'll note now that all 4 sections have been successfully completed, and now all the remaining 5 sections are actually accessible for me to enter details. I've just entered my Employees section, clicking Save and Continue, that takes me onto the Finance section. I'm not quite ready to enter that data at this stage, so I'm going to progress to the Project and Activities table. In the Project and Activities table, I can enter my data in a few different ways, but since I'm just in the drafting stage of preparing my application, I'm just going to create a shell for my project and associated activities. So clicking on the project, I can just enter a project name and then scroll down to the bottom of the project form questions and click Save and Close. And you'll note this then creates a project name, but highlights there's an error that it must include a core activity. And over on the Issues column indicates that there are 7 fields yet to be completed on the project page. Let's add a core activity. Similarly, I'm just going to add the name for the core activity, but no further details at this stage. So I'll scroll down to the bottom of the core activities page and click Save and Continue. There's a second video that you can have a look at which will provide more detail about the questions that you need to address in the projects and activities section of the form. So now on my project and activities table, I have an unlinked core activity. I can link that unlinked core activity to the relevant project by clicking on the name, and then in the second question, choose the project to link the core activity to. At this stage, I'm not ready to fill out the rest of the questions regarding this core activity, so I'll just scroll to the bottom, aware that I do need to fill this information out at a later stage, and click Save and Close. Let's now add a supporting activity. And then I can link the supporting activity to the directly related core activity. You also have the option to link a single supporting activity to more than one core activity by adding another core activity. Again, I'm just creating the shell of my projects and activities. So I'll scroll to the bottom of the page for now and just click on Save and Close. Looking at the left-hand navigation, I can see that I have 5 successfully completed sections, but other sections without a green tick that still need to be completed. Let's go back to the Manage Your Application section of the form and have a look at the form I've already fully drafted. To do this, just click on the Department of Industry logo in the top left-hand corner to go back to the home page, which has the Manage Your Applications table. And I'm going to go to the 1920 financial year and under the Actions button, resume my application. In this application, you can see that on the left-hand side, I have green ticks for all sections of the application, except the Review application. So let's click on the Review application and download a copy of my draft application form. Downloading a PDF version of my application provides me with a form that I can then share with other collaborators that I need to talk to about the content of my registration application. Clicking Save and Continue on the Review application page takes me to the final page of the application form, which is the Declare and Submit. For additional support and help in using the new registration portal, have a look at the portal guidance materials on business.gov.au under the Research and Development Tax Incentive section. Or you can give the Oz Industry Hotline a call on 13 28 46.